Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well. So today's video is going to be just kind of a LowBuy update. First off, I just want to check in and say hi. It has been a really rough week. My husband and I actually rescued a kitten this week, and we've been trying to house him, and hopefully we'll be able to take him to the shelter over this weekend and find him a good home. We already have 5 pets, so we are not able to keep him. He's super adorable. Do you want to see him? So here he is. We haven't named him or anything because obviously we're gonna be taking him to the shelter, but he was just outside our house. We live in an area where there's quite a lot of strays and just a lot of overpopulation. So we rescued him. He was crying one day and he's just the cutest thing, honestly. But yeah, he definitely needs to find a good home, but it's just been so much fun having a kitten around, honestly. So he is super adorable. And honestly, I'm gonna be really sad when he's gone. I really am. He is just so precious and so cute, and he brings me so much joy, honestly, but we just can't keep him. So I'm gonna go put him down. I don't want to, but let me go do that real quick. So yes, that happens this week. I've also been kind of sick this week too, so that's really have me down in the dumps. So I'm currently on antibiotics, so I'm doing okay, but yes, I'm just going through it. But I'm so happy that it's a 3-day weekend, 4-day for me. I actually took the day off, so I am enjoying a 4-day weekend, and I'm just sitting here and filming with you guys. I really didn't feel like putting on makeup or anything, but let me tell you, I'm so glad that I did because it just really amped up my mood. I feel much better. I feel like I can kind of like tackle the day now and try to get things done. So I just really appreciate all of your patience, and also I just ask for your prayers. I ask for your positive vibes. It's just been a real struggle for me, just mentally and emotionally and physically, just everything. Work is a lot, school is a lot, and just stuff in my personal life too can get kind of overwhelming as well, dealing with the pets, finding this kitten, that of course I wanted to help and everything, but it's a lot, and I'm sure you guys understand. I just want you to know that this is a hobby for me. It's a fun hobby, I'll tell you that right now. I love talking about makeup. I love makeup myself, and I'm so glad that I get to share all of that with you guys. But of course, it still takes time. And so I just am so grateful for you guys. And I also just want you to know that I am a human. I have problems just like you guys. I go through things daily just like you guys. So I just want you to know that my life is not perfect, even though you probably didn't assume that, but I still have my struggles, and any type of positivity or love you can send my way, I would really appreciate. And please let me know if I try to always send positive vibes your way as well, praying for you guys and everything. So let's just jump into the video. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with me in my life, and yes, so let's just get started. So like I said, today's video is going to be a LowBuy update, and my thoughts, I'm just warning you right now, they're gonna be kind of all over the place. I've really tried to figure out what do I wanna say. I've actually already filmed this video and I never uploaded it because I wasn't in love with it. I knew that what I said wasn't really what was on my heart. And so I'm going to refilm this right now, and hopefully I'm able to get my words out and really make sense of what's in my head and what's in my heart. So let's just get into this update video. All right, so I have some notes here, and it's really funny because the first thing that I wrote down was, I'm unsure anymore, LOL. I don't know. As far as my LowBuy, I'm definitely not doing a NoBuy anymore. And I'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but I'm for sure still doing a LowBuy. I don't really have any rules or restrictions on myself. I really just want to focus on loving what I have, loving my collection, working with like shopping my stash, and these usage projects and things like that. And if I finish things up on the way, that's great. If I declutter on the way, that's also fine, because I want to overall love what I have. And here's the issue that I was having, and I really enjoy talking about this with my husband. My husband is really, really great at really helping me understand things and as to why I should do them or not do them. He's just very logical, and he is really good at thinking things through. He loves philosophy, which probably makes sense as to why he's so good at these things. But basically, he asked me, he was like, Sabrina, what's your goal? Like, what is your goal? You have to have a goal for your collection, or else anything you do is in vain, like, kind of thing, you know? And I'm just like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what my goals are. I think it's really hard. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I want to not have a large collection, but I never want to stop buying makeup either. So, but I also don't want to do project panning, because I have an issue with project panning, and no offense to anyone that does do it. I don't like project panning, because I feel like whenever I'm focused so heavily on finishing up one product, I'm neglecting all of the others. So for instance, I have like 10 plus concealers in my collection. If I'm so focused on trying to finish one up, then I'm not using those other 9 concealers or those other 11 or 12 concealers. And those are just sitting there. And if it takes me months and months and months to finish one concealer, then that's months and months and months, and my concealers are just sitting there. And like, my collection isn't like just from like, you know, five or 6 months ago. I mean, my collection goes back as probably as far as 2018, maybe sooner, I don't know. And so I just don't feel comfortable with letting my makeup sit there. I think project panning is so awesome if you have a small collection, because it's not like you're completely missing out on like an entire collection, if that makes sense. But for someone like me who has a pretty large collection, I would consider, I'm obviously not as large as, you know, people that receive PR and things, but still, I have a lot, you know, and I don't want to neglect my collection. So I want to stick with shopping my stash. I want to stick with truly purchasing what I want to purchase, being mindful about what I purchase, because I still want to remember, okay, what do I like? Like, what type of makeup do I like? You know, I've kind of learned over probably this past year what type of makeup I'm into, and there's certain things that I gravitate towards and certain things that I don't anymore. And I really like to try to remind myself, look, this isn't going to work out for you, so don't even buy it, you know? Of course, there are things too, like for instance, cream blush, I completely went crazy on during this Sephora VIB sale during the month of April when I was buying things. And I should probably lay off on those, but at the same time, I feel like I'm kind of in a place where I'm like, you know what? I really love cream blush right now, and I kind of want to just like celebrate that fact, you know? And if there's a cream blush that I want to try, then I should be able to try it. But I don't know, I'm very back and forth, but really my goal right now is just to continue to get use out of my collection, to not let my collection sit there, to not let my collections, you know, have dust. But I also want to realize too, for instance, especially with my eyeshadow palettes, if I have an eyeshadow palette that I haven't used in a year, it's gone. Like, I need to declutter. If I have not had the want to use that eyeshadow palette, I just need to declutter it. I mean, honestly, that's ridiculous. There's no point in, you know, hoarding it, you know, so there's that. And so shopping my stash is not going anywhere. I thoroughly enjoy shopping my stash. I feel like allowing myself 2 weeks to fully use, like to focus on one makeup product or 2 makeup products in each category really, really helps me determine whether or not if I like that item still. And if I finish products as I go during shopping my stash, that's great, you know? I think I want to try to still do the usage projects, but I will keep you guys updated if I decide not to. Right now, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed being involved in like 2 usage projects. I'm doing the Partners in Cream project and the project 10 uses, which wasn't started by me at all, but I just decided to do it on my own. And I'm a little bit overwhelmed by Shop My Stash, Partners in Cream, and Project 10 Uses. So I can tell you right now, the one that would probably go is the Project 10 Uses, but I'll let you know. Okay, so I'm still trying to buy less. I'm definitely still trying to buy less. I'm trying to be mindful of, okay, do I really, really want this? Do I see myself using it? Does it fit my makeup style? And if it checks off all these boxes, then I most likely will bring it in. But if not, I should really, really consider not purchasing it. So I will let you guys know how it goes. As far as like a timeline, I haven't purchased much during the month of May. I have purchased some, but it's definitely nowhere near as much as what I bought last month. I probably have purchased maybe 5 things, maybe if that. I've got a few things, or 2 things from Shop Miss A because I wanted to purchase like their pack of sponges. So I bought 2 things from Shop Miss A that was makeup. And then I bought 2 eyeshadow palettes, and I think that's it. I think. But anyways, so I'm not really doing a NoBuy anymore. Just to be clear, I don't think I'm doing a NoBuy. I think I just need to reel in my makeup purchases and be more specific and be more selective of what I bring in and just kind of go from there, go with that. Anything else I want to say about that? So, okay. Then this is where I'm kind of having a hard time, and I'm like, okay, am I going to be able to get my thoughts across, is conscious consumerism. It's a very hot topic right now. So many YouTubers are kind of beauty, and I speak beauty only, right? But a lot of the beauty community is kind of like turning towards conscious consumerism. And I was talking it over with my husband again, and I don't think that it's for me. I don't. It seems every time I watch like YouTubers that are focused on conscious consumerism, I feel a lot of like disconnect between them and reality. Disconnect from, I don't want to say it from their subscribers. I don't know that, you know, but disconnect in the sense of like everyday life, what everyday people actually experience, you know. I'm not saying that they're not like normal human beings or they act better than, no. I'm just saying like conscious consumerism is very privileged. And I don't want to sound mean. I'm just, to me, it just doesn't seem like something that is like, I don't know. I feel like there's no way to be a conscious consumer. Like I just don't believe that there is. The reason for that is because everybody's going to buy what they have access to. Like that's just nature. That's how everything happens. It's just like how a working class family is going to buy the cheapest products. They're going to buy probably the lesser quality product because it's cheaper, because right then and there in that moment, this is the X amount of money that they have. And I'm that person. Like I consider my family a working class family. Yes, you know, like my husband and I bought this new house. Yes, like, you know, I have a bachelor's, I'm working on my master's, but we still struggle. I mean, we still have a lot of bills we have to pay. We still, like anytime a pet, like we have to take our pet to the vet, like it hurts us to take out that money and fork it out to pay for our pet, you know, like, so like we still struggle, and I still consider myself to be that person. You know, there's going to be times where my husband and I just have to settle for the cheaper thing, you know? And like my tripod literally is broken, and it was $10 and I still haven't repurchased it. I'm just like using the broken tripod. I mean, it's just kind of things like that. Obviously, if you looked at my makeup collection, you wouldn't think that, you know, but makeup is it just happens to be what I spend my budget on. Do you know what I mean? Like we obviously set a lot of money aside for bills, and then there's money that we set aside for our spendings, and I have to really choose what's worth spending that $20 or $50 or $60 on, do you know? Because I know that that's coming out of our weekly budget that we have spending wise, you know? So I just feel like conscious consumerism isn't very realistic because you just cannot be conscious enough. Like you just can't. Like there's no way to fully know if a brand is ethical. There's no way to fully know you know, how something was made. I mean, that's just no, like you don't know those things. Nobody will ever know unless you happen to be working in that factory. You know, my husband works in manufacturing. He understands, you know, the whole dilemma of quality versus, you know, quantity and all of this stuff, you know, and he sees it in his daily workplace, you know. And then that kind of reverts me back to Colourpop. It was about a few months ago, I think it was in my last LowBuy update, I talked about how I'm kind of pausing purchasing from Colourpop, and I didn't make a whole dedicated video about it. I just kind of stated it in that video, and I'm kind of like biting my tongue for saying that. And my reason that I decided to pause purchasing on them or purchasing from them was because they're not inclusive enough. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that Colourpop has completely solved all of their inclusivity problems. No, they have not. I think they're getting better from at least in my eyes, and please take what I say with a grain of salt. I am a light complected woman. I don't have very deep skin. I don't, you know, I'm not a person of color. So you know, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But from what I've seen, I do think like some of their newer palettes, like the little quads, their face quads have come in different ranges that I've seen before. So I'm happy about that, but that doesn't mean that they're going to continue doing that. You know what I mean? I can just speak for what they've currently come out with. So they haven't completely solved the inclusivity issue, but there are so many brands that haven't done that. Milani, everybody loves Milani, but they came out with a tinted hydrator that has 4 shades. 4 shades. Wet n Wild, the one that I bought, had like 8 or 9, which I'm not saying is good either, but at least it's like double what Milani came out with, you know? And so but at the same time, people won't purchase from Wet n Wild because Wet n Wild is not considered cruelty-free, right? But Milani is considered cruelty-free, but their tinted hydrator has half the amount of shades than the Wet n Wild one. Does that mean that we don't support Wet n Wild still, even though they happen to have more shades than Milani? Like, do you get what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm dealing with. It's just not what the everyday consumer is going through. It's just not. Like, being cruelty-free is a luxury. Being cruelty-free is a privilege. I am not cruelty-free for those reasons because it's a privilege. It's something that a lot of people maybe can't afford. A lot of people can't really, like, they just don't have the time. They're too busy working and providing for their families to dictate whether or not, you know, something is cruelty-free or if they need to, you know, like, I'm not dogging anything. I'm just trying to be realistic, and I like to just remember, like, I mean, I have worked with a lot of people that really, really struggle in life. You know, I've worked with CPS families. I've worked with, you know, children that had disabilities. I mean, I've seen a lot. I'm only 24, so I still have a lot to see. And I obviously have not had a career of 20 plus years, but I've still seen a lot, you know, and just going to school has also really taught me a lot about the realities of people and what they go through. And to me, I just never want to seem like I don't want to be disconnected from that, if that makes sense. Honestly, we live in a beautiful house, but down the street, there's prostitution and there's, you know, homelessness and drug issues. I mean, literally, San Antonio is a working class, you know, it's a working class city. It just is. So just kind of going back to Colourpop, I did just want to say that I don't think that it's right that I just just target one brand to boycott because of inclusivity, because I think all brands can really work on it. And it's really hard to know the back side of things. Like, there's always 2 sides to every story. Things happen behind closed doors that we don't know about, obviously. And so right now I'm going to start purchasing from Colourpop again. I'm not going crazy or anything, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of things that they have even come out with that I'm interested in, but the whole like not purchasing from Colourpop thing has kind of been on the forefront of my mind, because if I'm not supporting that brand because they're not inclusive, then why am I supporting other brands that are just as bad, if you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. Obviously, I'm gonna try my best to always be educated as much as I can when it comes to certain things and certain brands and whatnot. But I just wanted to touch on the conscious consumerism thing. I don't think that that's what my channel is going to be about. Obviously, the only thing that I can tell you right now where my niche is, where my heart is loving your collection. I really want my channel to be about loving your collection, loving what you own, enjoying what you own, having fun with makeup. Makeup should not be stressful. Makeup should not bring you anxiety. Makeup is something that is sometimes therapeutic. Sometimes it's something that can just really get your mind off of things. The art of applying makeup, even for me, is a lot of fun. And so I'm sure for you guys, you kind of feel the same way. So just keep that in mind. You know, don't stress out too much. Love what you love, purchase what you want to purchase, and don't purchase what you want to purchase. You know, don't support what you don't want to support. You know, like everybody's going to do their own thing. And just remember to just have fun. Just have fun with makeup. Another thing that I'm always going to talk about is shopping at your stash. I'm always going to talk about that. That's something that I thoroughly enjoy and that it really, really works for me. But please let me know in the comments what you want to see from me. Please let me know your thoughts. I feel a little bit like vulnerable and out in the open. I feel like I've completely left myself open for criticism, but you know, it's okay. I don't really get a lot of comments anyways, but I just want to be completely honest with you guys. I'm really sorry that I came out and did the whole Colourpop talk before, because I probably should have thought things through before I said that. So I'm really sorry. I never want to seem like I'm being insincere. I don't want to be that way. But I also am human and I make mistakes. So I really hope that you guys still enjoyed this kind of update / rambles video. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys, provide some updates, and also please pray for this little kitten. Please pray that he finds a good home, and also pray that the Humane Society will take him, because I really, really trust the Humane Society. It's a no-kill shelter, and I'm hopeful that he will be in good hands and that he will find a good home. I would love to keep him. I would. And if I had all of the money in the world, I'd take him and the outdoor cat that I'm feeding outside our house right now. So anyways, thank you guys so much for always supporting my channel, and please like this video if you did enjoy it, and I would love for you to subscribe as well, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.